Stop letting life happen to you, right now. The victim mindset is a trap, a chain you've unknowingly wrapped around yourself. Every excuse, every "I can't" is stealing your power. In this audiobook, I'm going to show you how to shatter those chains, reclaim control, and take unstoppable action. By the time we are done, you'll not just survive, you'll thrive, you'll win, and you'll own your life. Are you ready to step out of the shadows and into your power? Then let's begin. Chapter 1. Face the brutal truth about your mindset. Your mind is the battlefield. Every single day, thoughts are waging war inside your head. Some of them serve you, pushing you forward, driving you to action. Others are invisible scripts, hidden, insidious, and deadly to your progress. These scripts whisper doubt, fuel excuses, and convince you that you are powerless. They make you believe life is happening to you instead of because of you. Let me be blunt. If you are not winning, it is not your circumstances. It is not the economy. It is not your boss, your spouse, or your background. It is the story you are telling yourself, and the scripts you let play in your mind. Every excuse, every justification, every "I can't" or "I'm not ready" is a chain that keeps you trapped in mediocrity. Your mind is the battlefield. The winner starts by seeing the truth. Repeat that. Your mind is the battlefield. The winner starts by seeing the truth. The first step is to recognize these scripts. They are the inner voices that sound like you, but they are not you. They are borrowed. Borrowed from failure, borrowed from fear, borrowed from society's expectations. They are the lines of dialogue from a movie you didn't audition for. The lines that tell you what you cannot do, instead of what you can. And here is the brutal truth. If you do not recognize them, they will control you forever. Let's make this practical. Think about someone stuck in a dead-end job, frustrated every morning, looking at their paycheck and thinking, "I can't do anything else. I'm not smart enough. I'm too old." That script has been repeating for months, maybe years. But then they decide to face it. They write it down. "I can't advance. I am too late. I am not skilled enough." They confront each line. And here is what happens. The moment you see it, you can challenge it. They sign up for a course to learn a skill. They start networking intentionally. They reach out to mentors. And within a year, they have doubled their income. What changed? Not the economy. Not luck. Not connections. Their mind changed, and their actions followed. It's not about opportunity. It's about discipline. Discipline here means facing uncomfortable truths. It means naming the lies you are telling yourself and refusing to let them run the show. Every morning, your mind offers choices. You can feed the script that says "I am powerless," or you can write a new script. "I control my destiny." And it is repetitive. You must repeat it, reinforce it, and practice it daily. Just like muscles, your mindset strengthens through repetition, through confrontation, and through action. To make this actionable, start with an exercise. Take a notebook or a digital document. Write down every belief that is limiting you right now. Not vaguely, be specific. For example, "I can't negotiate a higher salary. I don't have the skills to start a business. I am not creative enough to write this book." Now, next to each belief, write the opposite, empowering statement. "I can negotiate a higher salary because I have proven value. I can learn any skill faster than I think because I take focused action. I can write this book because I start, improve, and iterate every day." You are literally scripting a new program for your mind. It's not about the circumstances. It's about the discipline of retraining your thoughts. Now let's talk about the invisible enemy that often goes unnoticed: self-deception. Most people fail not because they are incompetent, but because they deceive themselves into thinking they are trying. "I am applying for jobs," when in reality they sent out 2 resumes. "I am learning," when in reality they scroll social media for an hour instead of studying. The brutal truth? Your mind is brilliant at making you feel like you're taking action while keeping you exactly where you are. Winners notice the difference. Winners track results, measure progress, and hold themselves accountable relentlessly. It's not about effort. It's about measurable results. Another critical component: exposure. Your mind grows in the direction it is fed. If you surround yourself with negativity, fear, and excuses, your mind scripts will reinforce those patterns. If you read books by successful people, listen to motivational podcasts, study practical strategies, and seek mentors who have achieved what you want, your mind begins to adopt new narratives. Dr. Carol Dweck, author of Mindset, calls this the growth mindset, the belief that your abilities are not fixed but can expand through effort, learning, and persistence. This is exactly what separates winners from everyone else. It's not about talent. It's about the discipline of learning and growing continuously. Let's reinforce this again. Your mind is the battlefield. The winner starts by seeing the truth. The truth is uncomfortable. The truth exposes laziness, excuses, and fear. But facing it is the first step toward liberation. You must interrogate every thought, challenge every assumption, and measure every action against the truth of what you want in life. Repeat this daily. Repeat it constantly. Make it your mantra until your old scripts crumble under the weight of your new reality. Here is a final, non-negotiable truth. The world does not owe you clarity, success, or validation. Your mind is where your victories start. Every innovation, every breakthrough, every major life change begins with a single act, confronting the script that says you cannot. Winners see the lies, dismantle them, and act anyway. It's not about luck. It's about the discipline to face the truth, every day, relentlessly. So today, this very moment, begin. Take one belief that is holding you back, write it down, and rewrite it into action. Make it measurable. Make it undeniable. Make it a part of your daily reality. Because the battlefield is not out there, it's right here, in your mind. And if you win here, you win everywhere. Your mind is the battlefield. The winner starts by seeing the truth. Say it aloud. Believe it. Live it. This is the foundation. Without it, nothing else matters. Without this brutal confrontation with reality, all strategies, hacks, and actions are wasted effort. But with it, everything changes. Everything becomes possible. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the commander of your life. You are the winner, and it starts with one undeniable truth. Face your mind, confront your scripts, and take control today. Chapter 2. Stop playing the victim. Take 100% responsibility. If you want to win in life, you must understand one undeniable truth. Responsibility is power. Stop blaming. Start winning. Every time you point the finger at someone else, you are giving away your power. Every time you say, "It's not my fault," you are signing a contract with mediocrity. Winners do not wait for permission. Winners do not wait for conditions to be perfect. Winners take total responsibility for their lives. Period. Now, let's break this down. Playing the victim is a mindset, and it's seductive. It feels safe. It absolves you of action. It allows you to say, "I would have done better, but my boss, my parents, my environment." Fill in the blank with every excuse you've ever used. Every excuse is a story you are telling yourself to justify stagnation. But here is the brutal truth. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to your actions. Take a moment to think about the 100% responsibility principle. This is not about blame. It's not about guilt. It's about total ownership. You own your results. You own your failures. You own your victories. Everything. No exceptions. Every great leader, athlete, and entrepreneur swears by this principle. Tony Robbins, in his book Awaken the Giant Within, says, "Where focus goes, energy flows. And where responsibility goes, power grows." This is the core of winning. You cannot control everything, but you can control your response. And that is where the power lives. Let me give you a real-world example. Look at Serena Williams. Injuries, losses, and critics could have made her a victim. She could have said, "It's unfair. I didn't get the breaks I deserved." But she didn't. She took full responsibility for her training, her mindset, and her recovery. She didn't wait for perfect conditions. She created excellence from discipline, preparation, and ownership. That is the difference between a victim and a winner. It's not about luck. It's about responsibility. Another example, Elon Musk, the entrepreneur behind Tesla and SpaceX, faced repeated failures. Rockets exploded, production lines failed, media mocked him. He could have blamed engineers, investors, or the market. He didn't. He took responsibility for results, doubled down on effort, and learned from every mistake. Musk's relentless accountability turned failure into multi-billion-dollar victories. It's not about circumstances. It's about discipline. Now, let's get practical. How do you implement 100% responsibility in your own life? Step 1. Audit your excuses. Write them down. Be honest. Every "I can't" or "they made me" goes on the page. Next, rewrite each one as a statement of ownership. For example, "I can't get a promotion because my manager is unfair" becomes, "I control my preparation, my skill set, and my performance. I will create opportunities to advance." Repeat. Responsibility is power. Stop blaming. Start winning. Step 2. Take action immediately. Responsibility is meaningless without action. It is a muscle. You cannot claim ownership while sitting idle. Decide today what you will do that no one is asking you to do. Write it down. Execute it. Measure it. Winners are relentless in this cycle. Assess, act, measure, adjust, repeat. It's not about the environment. It's about the discipline of execution. Step 3. Embrace accountability publicly. Studies show that people who declare goals and share progress are far more likely to achieve them. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, recommends writing down goals and reviewing them daily. Accountability removes excuses. When someone else knows your target, it forces you to rise to the challenge. This is responsibility in action. It's not about comfort, it's about discipline. Let's talk about mindset traps. The victim mindset often hides behind morality and fairness. "I shouldn't have to work this hard. Life owes me." This is self-deception. Life owes you nothing. Fortune favors those who take responsibility. Jim Rohn, a legendary motivational speaker, said, "Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for everything, the good, the bad, the ugly." Winners do not complain, they adjust. It's not about blame, it's about ownership. Here's an actionable exercise to reinforce this principle. Every evening, write down 3 areas where you avoided responsibility that day. Maybe you didn't confront a problem at work. Maybe you delayed a difficult conversation. Maybe you skipped a commitment to yourself. Next to each, write 1 concrete action you will take tomorrow to own that area. This simple exercise rewires your brain to prioritize accountability. Over time, it becomes a habit, and habits compound into results. Responsibility is power. Stop blaming, start winning. You also need to observe how responsibility amplifies confidence. When you stop blaming, you stop giving away your power. When you act despite fear, you start to build competence and credibility. Look at Oprah Winfrey. She had a difficult childhood, systemic challenges, and countless obstacles. Yet she took ownership of her life, her education, and her career. The result? She became one of the most influential people on the planet. She didn't wait for permission. She created her reality. It's not about comfort. It's about the discipline of ownership. Finally, repetition is your weapon. You must reinforce this principle daily, hourly if necessary. Responsibility is power. Stop blaming. Start winning. Say it aloud every morning. Remind yourself every evening. Embed it in your actions, in your journaling, and in your planning. The more you repeat it, the more it becomes automatic. Victims don't repeat responsibility, they blame. Winners repeat responsibility, they win. Let's summarize the key points. Identify your excuses. Audit every "I can't" or "it's not my fault." Awareness is the first step. Rewrite into ownership statements. Transform every excuse into a proactive action plan. Act immediately. Responsibility without action is worthless. Execute relentlessly. Public accountability. Share goals and progress to force commitment. Daily reinforcement. Repeat, reinforce, internalize. Winners do this every single day. Here is the uncompromising truth. You cannot control the world, but you can control yourself. You cannot control failures, but you can control your response. You cannot guarantee opportunity, but you can guarantee action. That is the power of responsibility. And the second you take full ownership, your life begins to shift. You are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You are the commander of your reality. Responsibility is power. Stop blaming. Start winning. Say it again, and mean it. Responsibility is power. Stop blaming. Start winning. Take a deep breath. Commit. From this moment forward, stop blaming. Stop waiting. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Own your results. Own your failures. Own your victories. Begin today. Write it down. Act decisively. Measure outcomes. And repeat. Winners don't wait for life to hand them permission. Winners take responsibility and dominate their world. It's not about the excuses. It's about the discipline of owning your life completely. Chapter 3. Rewire your thoughts for victory. Your mind is a battlefield, and if you want to win in life, you must first take control of it. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are the blueprint for your actions, decisions, and results. What you think consistently determines what you achieve consistently. If your mind is cluttered with doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs, your life will reflect the same. But here is the truth. You can rewire your thoughts, and in doing so, you can rewire your life. Change your mind, change your life, every single day. Repeat that. Change your mind, change your life, every single day. Let's get real. Most people live on autopilot. They absorb negativity, replay old failures, and reinforce beliefs that hold them back. I'm not smart enough. I can't do this. I'll never succeed. These are not facts. They are programs you have allowed to run unchecked. Neuropsychology tells us that our brains form neural pathways based on repeated thoughts. The more you think a thought, the stronger that pathway becomes. In other words, what you focus on grows. That's why the concept of rewiring your mind is not just motivational, it's scientific. As Dr. Joe Dispenza explains in Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, when you change your thoughts, you change your brain, and when you change your brain, you change your life. It's not about wishing, it's about rewiring. So how do you rewire your thoughts for victory? There are 3 practical, battle-tested tools: affirmations, visualization, and journaling. Let's start with affirmations. Affirmations are short, declarative statements that define the reality you want to create. They are powerful because they repeatedly signal your subconscious mind to accept new beliefs. For example, instead of saying, "I'm terrible at public speaking," you replace it with, "I am a confident, compelling speaker, and my words inspire action." Repetition is critical here. Say it every morning. Say it every night. Write it down 10 times. Reinforce it until your subconscious stops arguing. It's not about hope, it's about discipline. Next is visualization. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is a precise, intentional mental rehearsal of success. Top performers, from Michael Phelps to Oprah Winfrey, use visualization to prime their brains for peak performance. Take the example of a struggling student, overwhelmed by exams they believed were impossible to pass. They began visualizing themselves walking into the exam room confidently, recalling facts effortlessly, and achieving high marks. Within weeks, their stress dropped, focus increased, and ultimately, they achieved results beyond their expectation. This works because your mind cannot distinguish vividly imagined experiences from reality. Neural pathways are strengthened as if the actions are real. It's not about luck, it's about the discipline of deliberate practice. Third, we have journaling. Writing your thoughts down is a method of confronting and restructuring your inner dialogue. Journaling allows you to capture negative scripts, analyze them, and replace them with empowering narratives. Start by writing down limiting beliefs. I'm too tired to start a new project. I'm not creative enough to write this book. Then, counter them with actionable solutions. I will work in focused 90-minute blocks each day. I will brainstorm 3 new ideas daily and refine them. The act of writing makes the thought tangible and gives you a plan for change. Over time, this creates a feedback loop of clarity, focus, and reinforced positive thought patterns. It's not about sentiment, it's about discipline. Let's connect this with a principle from The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Peale emphasizes the importance of controlling your mind to control your life. Change your thoughts and you change your world. This is not just fluff. It is backed by cognitive psychology. The human brain is wired to seek patterns, and repeated negative thoughts create a pattern of failure. Repeated positive thoughts create a pattern of success. Winners understand this principle intuitively. They create their internal environment to align with their desired outcomes. And you can do the same. Change your mind, change your life, every single day. Here's a tactical exercise to start rewiring your thoughts immediately. Step 1. Identify the dominant negative thought that runs most often in your mind. Step 2. Write it down and transform it into a positive, actionable affirmation. Step 3. Visualize yourself achieving the outcome associated with that affirmation. Step 4. Journal your progress daily. Note the mental shifts, challenges overcome, and small victories. Repeat this daily. The compounding effect is enormous. Within weeks, you will notice decisions becoming clearer, energy increasing, and fear diminishing. It's not about natural talent, it's about the discipline of mental training. Another layer to rewiring is emotional association. Tony Robbins teaches that emotion is created by motion. Your thoughts are amplified by the emotions you attach to them. If you repeat affirmations or visualize without feeling the victory, the brain doesn't fully accept it. Add excitement, gratitude, and confidence to every thought. Feel it. Embody it. Make it visceral. This is how the mind internalizes success, and eventually, actions will follow naturally. It's not about motivation, it's about the discipline of emotional conditioning. Repetition is non-negotiable. Victory is not a one-time thought, it is a daily battle. Each time doubt creeps in, counter it immediately with your new script. Each time fear whispers, respond with visualization and affirmations. Each evening, journal your progress and reinforce your wins, no matter how small. Remember, change your mind, change your life, every single day. Repeat it, say it aloud, ingrain it into your actions, and watch your reality begin to transform. Finally, consider the stories of history's great achievers. Albert Einstein faced repeated academic struggles but visualized the possibilities of the universe in his mind. J.K. Rowling, rejected by multiple publishers, visualized her book becoming a global phenomenon and acted relentlessly to make it real. Both understood the principle intuitively: control your mind, and the world bends in your favor. It's not about genius, it's about the discipline of thought mastery. In summary, the battle for success is first fought inside your head. If your thoughts are disorganized, negative, or fearful, your actions will mirror them. If you want extraordinary results, you must be intentional about your mental programming. Use affirmations to overwrite negative beliefs, visualization to rehearse success, and journaling to track progress and enforce accountability. Repeat, reinforce, and practice relentlessly. Change your mind, change your life, every single day. Say it again. Say it louder. Internalize it. Let it guide your actions. Your mind is a powerful weapon. Do not hand it over to fear, doubt, or limiting beliefs. Take it back, train it, and direct it. This is your battlefield, and this is your victory. It's not about random thinking. It's about the discipline of intentional thought. Consciously design your mental environment, control your inner dialogue, and act in alignment with your new narrative. Do this consistently, and you will see results that feel impossible to those still trapped in old scripts. Change your mind, change your life, every single day. Chapter 4. Break toxic habits that keep you small. Your habits define your life. Every choice you make, every routine you follow, every small action compounds over time into the person you become and the results you achieve. Winners understand this principle intuitively. Losers ignore it, blaming circumstances, luck, or talent. Here's the truth. Your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. Repeat that. Your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. Most people fail not because they lack talent, knowledge, or opportunity. They fail because of small, toxic habits they allow to run unchecked. Procrastination. Self-sabotage. Surrounding themselves with negative, draining people. These habits are silent killers. They sneak into your life, erode confidence, and keep you trapped in mediocrity. But the moment you recognize them, name them, and eliminate them, your life begins to shift. It's not about motivation. It's about the discipline to break the patterns that limit you. Let's start with procrastination. Procrastination is not laziness. It's fear disguised as delay. You put off tasks to avoid discomfort, challenge, or the risk of failure. Tim Urban, in his famous TED Talk Inside the Mind of a Master Procrastinator, explains that our rational brain and instant gratification monkey are constantly at odds. The rational brain plans. The monkey seeks comfort. Most people let the monkey win. Winners, on the other hand, confront the discomfort immediately. They prioritize high-leverage actions over comfort. They understand that it's not about feeling ready, it's about the discipline to act anyway. Take the story of James Clear, author of Atomic Habits. Early in his career, he was stuck in cycles of procrastination and half-finished projects. One day, he committed to writing just one paragraph every morning, no matter what. That small habit, compounded daily, led to the creation of a best-selling book that changed millions of lives. One paragraph a day became a movement. The lesson: small, consistent actions break procrastination. Your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. Next, let's examine self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is when you unconsciously undermine your own goals. It shows up as excessive drinking, social media distractions, staying in toxic relationships, or making excuses that prevent growth. Brené Brown, in The Gifts of Imperfection, points out that self-sabotage often stems from fear of failure and fear of success. We are terrified of stepping into our potential, so we create obstacles to protect ourselves. Winners recognize the pattern immediately and replace self-sabotage with deliberate, aligned action. It's not about luck, it's about the discipline to choose actions that reinforce growth. Here's a practical exercise for breaking toxic habits. Step 1. Identify one habit that is holding you back the most. Be ruthless. Step 2. Analyze the trigger. When do you fall into the habit? Stress, boredom, peer pressure. Step 3. Replace it with a positive, empowering action. For example, if scrolling social media is your procrastination trigger, replace it with 15 minutes of focused work, journaling, or reading a motivational passage. The key is immediate substitution, not just elimination. Your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. Another major factor: the people you allow in your life. Negative, toxic, or unmotivated company is like a virus. You absorb their mindset, habits, and energy. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Look around. Are the people closest to you lifting you up or holding you down? Winners surround themselves with mentors, peers, and friends who challenge, inspire, and elevate them. They remove toxicity without guilt. It's not about comfort. It's about the discipline of selective association. Let's look at a real-world example of habit transformation. Consider someone who smokes, drinks excessively, and complains about life. One day, they quit smoking. That single action triggers other changes: better energy, more focus, healthier routines, more confidence. Soon, they start exercising, eating better, and even pursuing career opportunities they previously avoided. One habit change can trigger a chain reaction of success. This is why focusing on one key habit at a time is more powerful than trying to overhaul your entire life. It's not about perfection. It's about the discipline to start and maintain progress. Now, let's talk about habit stacking. James Clear emphasizes that small habits, when stacked strategically, compound exponentially. For example, if you want to exercise consistently, stack it with an existing habit. After I brush my teeth in the morning, I will do 10 push-ups. The combination of consistency and repetition builds momentum. Winners understand that each small, seemingly insignificant habit compounds over time into massive results. Your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. It's also crucial to track progress. Self-monitoring reinforces change. Keep a journal, mark a calendar, or use an app to track every day you succeed in maintaining your new habit. This creates accountability, reinforces identity, and strengthens neural pathways. Charles Duhigg, in The Power of Habit, explains that habits consist of cue, routine, and reward. By controlling the routine and reward, you can reshape behavior. Logging progress provides immediate reward and reinforces the routine. It's not about feeling motivated. It's about the discipline to track and adjust. Finally, repetition is non-negotiable. You cannot break toxic habits once and forget about them. You must constantly reinforce new behaviors until they become automatic. Each time you replace procrastination with action, each time you replace negativity with productive thought, each time you replace toxic company with empowering peers, you strengthen your trajectory. You are literally reshaping your life, neuron by neuron, choice by choice. Your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. Say it aloud. Internalize it. Act on it relentlessly. In summary, here is the blueprint for habit transformation. Identify toxic habits: procrastination, self-sabotage, negative associations. Be specific and ruthless. Analyze triggers. Understand what causes the behavior so you can intercept it. Replace with positive routines. Small, actionable, repeatable steps that align with your goals. Stack habits strategically. Combine new behaviors with existing ones for consistency. Track and measure. Use journals, checklists, or apps to reinforce the new patterns. Repeat daily. Habits are won in small, consistent victories, not one-time efforts. Remember, it's not about the flaw, it's about the discipline. The flaw is procrastination. The discipline is action. The flaw is self-sabotage. The discipline is deliberate, aligned behavior. The flaw is toxic company. The discipline is selective association. Winners focus on discipline, not excuses. They understand that transformation is not a single moment. It's a collection of daily choices repeated over time. So today, choose one habit to break. Identify it. Plan your replacement. Act immediately. Track your progress. Repeat. Victory does not come to the passive. It comes to those who are disciplined, deliberate, and relentless. Remember this mantra: your habits shape your destiny. Win the little battles to win the war. Repeat it. Live it. Win it. Chapter 5. Build unstoppable confidence. Confidence is not a gift you are born with. It is not something you stumble upon by luck. Confidence is a skill, a discipline, and a choice. It is action in motion. You will never feel ready before taking bold steps. The world does not hand out confidence. You must earn it by acting decisively, even when fear is screaming in your ear. Repeat this mantra: confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Say it again. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Let's be brutally honest. Most people mistake confidence for comfort. They wait to feel ready before speaking up, asking for a promotion, or pursuing a dream. That is self-deception. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. True confidence comes from doing the very things that scare you. It comes from showing up, speaking up, and acting in alignment with your goals, regardless of fear. The difference between winners and spectators is not fearlessness. It is courage in action. It's not about fear. It's about the discipline to move forward anyway. Consider this example. Sarah, a mid-level manager at a tech company, wanted a promotion but was terrified of asking her boss. Her inner dialogue was relentless. What if they say no? What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? Instead of succumbing, she prepared a concrete plan. She listed her accomplishments, quantified her results, and rehearsed her pitch. On the day of the meeting, her heart was racing, but she walked in and asked with clarity and conviction. She got the promotion. Why? Because action breeds confidence. The fear was real, but she acted anyway. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Another example comes from entrepreneurship. Elon Musk's ventures, SpaceX, Tesla, and Neuralink, were considered impossible by almost everyone. Yet Musk acted boldly, investing his own money, taking extreme risks, and pushing forward despite repeated failures. Every launch failure, every production delay, every public criticism could have shattered lesser confidence. But he treated confidence as discipline. Take bold action, iterate, improve, repeat. His confidence was forged in motion, not in idle thought. It's not about comfort. It's about the discipline to act with clarity and courage. So, how do you cultivate this unstoppable confidence? Let's break it down into actionable exercises. Step 1. Act daily, even in small ways. Confidence is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Start with micro-actions. Initiate a conversation with a stranger, ask a question in a meeting, or volunteer for a new task. Each action compounds over time, training your mind and body to act decisively. As Amy Cuddy describes in Presence, power poses and assertive body language send signals to your brain that increase confidence, but these must be paired with action. Posture alone without bold action is useless. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Step 2. Visualize success vividly. Visualization primes your brain to respond as if the action has already occurred. Olympic athletes, like Michael Phelps, famously visualize every stroke of every race, imagining the feeling of victory and perfect execution. Your brain cannot distinguish vivid visualization from reality. If you consistently picture yourself acting confidently, negotiating effectively, or delivering presentations flawlessly, your brain begins to internalize those actions. Combine visualization with micro-action for maximum effect. It's not about imagination, it's about the discipline of mental rehearsal plus execution. Step 3. Prepare, rehearse, and iterate. Confidence does not mean winging it. It means preparation, understanding your goals, and anticipating challenges. Think of entrepreneurs pitching investors. Every detail is rehearsed, every question anticipated. They act boldly because they are ready. Preparation transforms fear into focus. It gives you a foundation to act decisively. Practice in low-stakes environments until action becomes natural in high-stakes situations. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Another powerful tool is affirmation through identity shift. Instead of telling yourself, "I am confident," act like the confident version of yourself. Take the posture, speak with clarity, and make decisions aligned with the person you aspire to be. Tony Robbins calls this acting as if. Your behaviors signal to your brain who you are becoming, and over time, the internal narrative aligns with external actions. Repeat the phrase, "Confidence is action in motion." Act like the winner you are becoming. Embed it in every action until it becomes automatic. Real-world social examples reinforce this principle. Consider someone pursuing love or respect they believed was out of reach. They start by taking small but deliberate steps, initiating conversations, expressing appreciation, and asserting boundaries. Each step builds confidence. Each success reinforces the next. Before long, what seemed impossible becomes natural. Confidence grows exponentially through action, not idle dreaming. It's not about waiting for permission. It's about the discipline to claim your space in the world. Let's also discuss handling rejection and failure. Many people avoid acting because they fear rejection. Winners, however, understand that confidence is forged in resilience. Each failure provides feedback and an opportunity to improve. J.K. Rowling faced repeated rejection before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. She acted boldly despite fear, rejection, and uncertainty. Her confidence was developed by taking action and learning from every obstacle. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Here's a tactical exercise to implement today. List 3 areas in which you feel fear or hesitation. It could be asking for a raise, pitching a project, or starting a new venture. For each area, identify one bold action you will take today, no matter how small. Visualize success, rehearse the steps, and execute. Track results, refine your approach, and repeat. Consistent action creates momentum, and momentum is confidence. It's not about being fearless. It's about the discipline to act decisively in the presence of fear. Finally, repetition is the secret weapon. Say it aloud. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. Repeat it when fear whispers. Repeat it before action. Repeat it after action. Let it guide every step, every decision, every bold move you make. The more you reinforce it, the more it becomes automatic, ingrained, and unstoppable. Winners do not rely on fleeting feelings. They cultivate a disciplined, practiced confidence that shows up consistently. Confidence is action in motion. Act like the winner you are becoming. In summary, here are the key principles for building unstoppable confidence. Act daily, even in small ways. Microactions build momentum and reinforce belief in yourself. Visualize success. Rehearse mentally to prime your brain for confident action. Prepare, rehearse, and iterate. Confidence grows from readiness and repeated execution. Identity-based action. Act as the person you want to become. Reinforce your internal narrative. Embrace rejection and learn. Failures are feedback. Bold action builds resilience. Repeat and reinforce. Consistency creates a powerful, automatic confidence that sustains results. Chapter 6. Harness the power of action, not motivation. Let's get straight to the truth. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like a wave, here one moment, gone the next. You cannot wait for motivation to strike. Winners do not rely on feelings, they rely on action. Motivation may get you started, but action sustains you, builds momentum, and compounds into results. Repeat this mantra. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Say it aloud. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Most people overestimate motivation and underestimate action. They wait for inspiration, the perfect mood, or a spark of courage. Meanwhile, time passes. Opportunities are lost. The world doesn't reward intention. It rewards execution. Consider the entrepreneur who dreams of starting a business. They wait for the right moment or the perfect plan, but the right moment never comes. Action is the lever that turns vision into reality. It's not about feeling ready. It's about the discipline to act consistently. Let me illustrate with a real-world example. Jeff Bezos didn't wait for the perfect market conditions to start Amazon. He took one action. He left his stable job and began selling books online from his garage. That single, decisive step created momentum. Day by day, action after action, Amazon grew from a tiny startup into one of the world's most valuable companies. He didn't wait for motivation. He relied on relentless, consistent action. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Here's the framework for harnessing the power of action daily. Step 1. Identify the most impactful action you can take today. Not the entire project. Not the perfect strategy. Just the single action that moves the needle. Tim Ferriss calls this the 80-20ths of action. Focus on the one thing that produces the biggest results. For example, if you're trying to build a fitness habit, the one action might be doing a single set of push-ups or walking for 10 minutes. That small action triggers momentum. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing the right thing consistently. Step 2. Break it into micro-actions. Massive tasks can be paralyzing. Action must be digestible. Instead of planning a 3-hour workout, commit to just 5 minutes of movement. Instead of writing an entire report, commit to writing one paragraph. The key is movement, not volume. Newton's first law of motion applies to human performance. An object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion stays in motion. Action, even small, breaks inertia and creates momentum. Repeat it. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Step 3. Establish a daily action ritual. Winners schedule actions before motivation has a chance to speak. Set a time, set a trigger, and follow through no matter how you feel. This could be as simple as doing the hardest task first thing in the morning, making one sales call, or writing one paragraph before checking email. Consistency is the secret ingredient. As Darren Hardy writes in The Compound Effect, small, smart choices consistently applied over time will create a radical difference. Action is compounding. Motivation is not. It's not about feelings. It's about the discipline of consistency. Let's consider a health transformation example. John, a middle-aged office worker, wanted to lose weight but struggled with motivation. Instead of waiting to feel inspired, he committed to one small action daily, a 10-minute walk after lunch. Over time, he increased intensity and duration, adopted better nutrition habits, and eventually lost over 30 kilograms. One simple action, repeated daily, triggered massive transformation. This is the power of momentum. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Step 4. Measure results, adjust, and repeat. Action without reflection is blind. Track progress, note obstacles, and refine your approach. This doesn't mean overanalyzing or waiting for perfection. It means learning while doing. Every action teaches you something. Every step forward, no matter how small, compounds. Winners iterate, not hesitate. Winners act, measure, adapt, and act again. It's not about perfection. It's about the discipline to keep moving forward. Another critical principle. Fear is a sign you must act, not a reason to stop. Action is courage in motion. Napoleon Hill, in Think and Grow Rich, said, "Action is the real measure of intelligence." Successful people feel fear, doubt, and uncertainty, but they act anyway. The more you move in the direction of your goals despite fear, the faster your confidence grows, the faster momentum builds, and the faster results arrive. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Let's address a common misconception. I need motivation to act. Wrong. Motivation is a byproduct of movement, not a prerequisite. The brain responds to motion by generating energy, focus, and momentum. Once you take the first step, motivation appears. This is why winners never wait. They set a timer, take a first step, and let the ripple of action carry them forward. Every day, every moment, you have the chance to act. It's not about feeling inspired. It's about the discipline to start anyway. Here's a tactical exercise to implement today. Identify one area of your life where you've been waiting for motivation: work, fitness, learning, or relationships. Define the single most impactful action you can take today. Break it into micro steps, commit to doing it immediately, and track completion. Celebrate the small win, and repeat tomorrow. Momentum compounds, fear diminishes, and confidence grows. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Now let's amplify this. Combine action with visualization and affirmation. Before acting, visualize the outcome of completing the task, feel the success, then take action. This primes your brain, reduces resistance, and reinforces neural pathways associated with success. Tony Robbins emphasizes that motion creates emotion, and emotion drives further motion. Your actions, reinforced by visualization and mental rehearsal, accelerate transformation. It's not about planning endlessly. It's about the discipline to move decisively. Finally, repetition is your secret weapon. Every time you choose action over inaction, your mind and body learn a new habit of movement. Every day, act before waiting for permission, before waiting for inspiration, before waiting for motivation. Let this mantra guide you constantly. Action beats intention every time. Winners move, even when scared. Repeat it aloud. Embed it in your daily rituals. Let it define how you operate in the world. Winners do not wait. They move relentlessly. They act, they iterate, and they win. It's not about intention. It's about the discipline of relentless action. In summary, here are the steps to harness the power of action. Identify the single most impactful action you can take today. Focus on results, not overwhelm. Break it into micro-actions so movement is achievable, even under fear or fatigue. Create a daily action ritual to ensure consistency and momentum. Measure, adjust, repeat. Action without reflection is wasted energy. Act in spite of fear. Courage is forged in motion, not waiting. Combine with visualization and affirmation to prime your mind and amplify results. Remember, it's not about motivation. It's about the discipline of action. Motivation is fleeting. Action builds momentum. Action compounds into results. Chapter 7. Crush limiting beliefs with proven techniques. Your beliefs shape your reality. Not in some vague, mystical way, but in a concrete, measurable way. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every result you achieve is filtered through the lens of your beliefs. If your beliefs are holding you back about money, love, success, your life will reflect that limitation. But here's the brutal truth. Your beliefs aren't reality. They are a choice. Change the choice. Change the outcome. Repeat it. Your beliefs aren't reality. They are a choice. Change the choice. Change the outcome. Most people are unconsciously trapped by limiting beliefs. I'm not smart enough. I'll never earn that much. I'm not attractive enough. I'll always fail. These are not facts. They are narratives created in childhood, reinforced by society, and repeated in your mind until they feel like reality. The problem is that most people accept these narratives without question. Winners, however, understand that belief is not destiny. It's a framework you can rewrite. Let's start with the psychology behind beliefs. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, teaches that thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors are interconnected. Dr. Aaron Beck, a pioneer in CBT, emphasizes that distorted thinking patterns, like catastrophizing, black and white thinking, and overgeneralization, lead to limiting beliefs that restrict action. The good news: these patterns can be disrupted and replaced with rational, empowering beliefs. It's not magic. It's structured mental discipline. Your beliefs aren't reality. They are a choice. Change the choice. Change the outcome. The first step to crushing limiting beliefs is identification. You cannot change what you do not see. Write down every belief that is holding you back in different areas of life: finances, relationships, career, health. Be specific. For example, instead of "I'm not good enough," break it down. "I'm not skilled enough to ask for a raise," or "I'm not attractive enough to date who I want." Naming your beliefs strips them of their subconscious power. It's not about denial, it's about discipline to face the truth. Next, use cognitive reframing. Reframing is a technique where you deliberately challenge and replace limiting beliefs with empowering alternatives. For every belief you identify, ask, "Is this true? What evidence supports it? What evidence contradicts it?" For example, if your belief is "I can't earn more money," list times when you successfully earned more, negotiated, or delivered exceptional results. Then, replace the belief with a constructive one: "I have the skills and discipline to increase my income through deliberate action." Repetition is key. Your beliefs aren't reality, they are a choice. Change the choice, change the outcome. Real-world example. Consider Sarah, who repeatedly told herself, "I'm not good enough to launch my business." She identified the belief, listed evidence contradicting it, past successes, skills acquired, positive feedback, and reframed it. "I have the tools, the knowledge, and the resilience to start this business and grow it." She committed to one small action daily: writing her business plan, networking, and pitching. Within months, her belief system shifted, and her business took off. Belief change drove measurable results. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about the discipline to act in alignment with new beliefs. Another technique: evidence-based exercises for belief reinforcement. One is the success log. Every day, write down at least 3 accomplishments or wins that contradict a limiting belief. No matter how small, these entries reinforce the truth: you are capable, resilient, and competent. Over time, your subconscious begins to internalize evidence, and the limiting belief loses its grip. Dr. Carol Dweck, in Mindset, emphasizes the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Repeated evidence of success strengthens belief in ability, creating a feedback loop for higher achievement. Your beliefs aren't reality, they are a choice. Change the choice, change the outcome. Visualization is also powerful. Psychologists and performance coaches like Dr. Joe Dispenza and Richard Wiseman argue that vividly imagining success primes the brain to act in accordance with desired outcomes. If you visualize delivering a perfect presentation, asking for a promotion, or winning a client, your neural pathways begin to align with that reality. Combine visualization with cognitive reframing for maximum effect. It's not about fantasies. It's about the discipline to train your brain for success. Let's address financial beliefs. Most people have subconscious scripts like, "Money is hard to come by," or "Rich people are greedy." These beliefs create self-sabotage, avoiding negotiations, underpricing services, or procrastinating on opportunities. Identify these beliefs, gather evidence against them, and replace them with productive alternatives. "I can earn fairly for my work," or "Wealth is created through value and discipline." Repeat them daily until they replace old scripts. Winners treat their beliefs like mental investments. They nurture them, challenge them, and cultivate ones that generate results. Your beliefs aren't reality, they are a choice. Change the choice, change the outcome. Social and relationship beliefs are no different. Limiting beliefs like "I'll never find love" or "I'm not worthy of respect" create self-fulfilling prophecies. Cognitive reframing and action-based proof can break these cycles. Start by listing evidence that contradicts the limiting belief: past relationships, positive interactions, moments of admiration. Then create daily actions aligned with the new belief. Initiate conversations, set boundaries, or take risks in dating or networking. It's not about hope. It's about the discipline to reinforce empowering beliefs through action. Here's a tactical exercise for immediate implementation. Identify one limiting belief in a key area of life. List evidence that contradicts it and evidence that reinforces it. Reframe the belief into a measurable, action-oriented alternative. Take one aligned action today that proves the new belief true, log the result, and repeat daily. The compounding effect is enormous. Every day you reinforce empowering beliefs with action, your old scripts weaken. Over weeks and months, you see measurable changes, new opportunities, confidence in decision-making, and results that would have seemed impossible before. Your beliefs aren't reality, they are a choice. Change the choice, change the outcome. Repeat it aloud, internalize it, and act on it relentlessly. Finally, repetition and reinforcement are non-negotiable. Your subconscious will resist at first, pushing back with old patterns. You must repeat the mantra, act consistently, and log evidence of success. Winners understand that belief is not passive. It is deliberate, disciplined, and actionable. Every action aligned with new beliefs strengthens them, erodes old limitations, and shifts reality. Your beliefs aren't reality, they're a choice. Change the choice, change the outcome. Say it aloud again. Internalize it. Let it guide every thought, decision, and action you take. In summary, here's the roadmap to crush limiting beliefs. Identify limiting beliefs in money, love, career, and health. Be specific. Use cognitive reframing to challenge and replace beliefs with evidence-based alternatives. Track daily wins in a success log to reinforce the new belief. Chapter 8. Surround yourself with winning energy. You are not your thoughts alone. You are not just your actions or intentions. You are the sum of the energy, habits, and beliefs that surround you. Every person you spend time with, every media source you consume, and every environment you inhabit influences your mindset, your decisions, and ultimately your results. The brutal truth is this: energy is contagious. Winners multiply it, losers drain it. Repeat it. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. Say it aloud. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. Most people underestimate the impact of their social environment. They complain about lack of progress, yet spend hours with people who reinforce excuses, doubts, and negativity. The average worker complains about their career, friends gossip about failures, social media drags them into envy and distraction. You cannot grow in a stagnant pond. Your energy will match the environment you allow. Winners understand. Success is as much about who and what you surround yourself with as what you do alone. Let's start with people. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Think about that. If you consistently spend time with negative, unmotivated, or complacent people, their energy, habits, and mindset infiltrate your own. Conversely, when you surround yourself with ambitious, disciplined, and results-driven people, their behaviors and beliefs are absorbed by osmosis. Example: Marcus, a young entrepreneur, was stuck earning barely above minimum wage. He replaced a group of lazy friends with mentors, high performers, and proactive peers. Within 90 days, his productivity skyrocketed, new opportunities emerged, and his income doubled. Why? Energy is contagious. Choose winners. Step 1. Audit your social circle ruthlessly. Identify the people who energize you versus those who drain you. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. The ones who constantly complain, gossip, or discourage you are anchors on your potential. You may love them, but love without boundaries costs results. Commit to spending more time with people who inspire, challenge, and elevate you. It's not about cruelty. It's about discipline to protect your energy. Repeat. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. Step 2. Curate your media and information intake. Social media, news, and entertainment are energy levers. Most news is fear-based, negative, or sensational. Social feeds are filled with envy, comparison, and distraction. Winners treat media like fuel, not poison. Tony Robbins emphasizes input determines output. Your mind is a sponge. What you absorb daily shapes your thinking, decisions, and habits. Replace toxic content with podcasts, audiobooks, and articles that teach, motivate, and elevate your thinking. It's not about avoidance. It's about discipline to fuel your mind with winner's energy. Step 3. Design your physical and mental environment to support success. Your surroundings signal your brain about what's possible. A cluttered, chaotic space breeds procrastination and stress. A clean, organized, inspiring environment encourages action, focus, and creativity. Research by Dr. John Ratey, author of Spark, shows that physical environment directly impacts cognition, mood, and productivity. Even small changes, removing distractions, adding motivational visuals, or organizing your workspace, can dramatically increase performance. It's not about aesthetics. It's about discipline to shape your environment for success. Now, let's look at energy alignment in action. Rebecca, a mid-level manager, was frustrated with career stagnation. She noticed her colleagues constantly complained, resisted change, and engaged in gossip. She began attending local entrepreneur meetups, joined a mastermind group, and subscribed to business podcasts. Within 90 days, her mindset shifted. She felt motivated, took initiative, and presented bold proposals to management. The outcome? A promotion and recognition as a top performer. Her environment and energy transformed her reality. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. Step 4. Set boundaries and enforce them consistently. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. Say no to energy-draining interactions and yes to empowering ones. Limit time with negative relatives, friends who criticize, or coworkers who suck motivation. Surround yourself with people who reflect the level of success you want. Winners do not negotiate energy, they guard it. It's not about isolation. It's about discipline to prioritize high-value connections. Step 5. Actively contribute positive energy. Surrounding yourself with winners is not passive. Bring value, motivation, and encouragement into your circle. Energy is a two-way street. When you radiate discipline, optimism, and action, you attract like-minded people and repel those who drain your potential. Jim Rohn emphasized contribution. Give, and you shall receive. Be the energy you seek in others. Winners cultivate both intake and output of energy. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. Step 6. Monitor and iterate constantly. Energy is dynamic. People change, media trends shift, environments evolve. Regularly reassess who, what, and where influences you. Replace old habits and toxic sources with new, higher-value inputs. Winners treat their energy ecosystem like a high-performance machine. Every input, every interaction, every stimulus matters. Repeat aloud. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. Let's tackle a common misconception. I can't cut off family or friends. False. You don't have to burn bridges. You can limit time, protect conversations, and redirect energy. Winners maintain respect while enforcing boundaries. The goal is maximized energy for growth, not resentment or drama. This is tough love applied to relationships and results. It's not about loyalty to stagnation. It's about discipline to protect your trajectory. Practical daily exercises to implement immediately. Social circle audit. List your top 5 closest contacts. Rate them on energy, ambition, and positivity. Decide which interactions to increase or decrease. Media detox. Replace negative or distracting media with content that educates, motivates, or inspires. Schedule specific times for consuming media. Environment reset. Organize your workspace, declutter your home, and add elements that motivate you daily. Real-world reinforcement. Warren Buffett spends most of his time reading and with people he trusts for insight. Richard Branson surrounds himself with energetic innovators and creators. Oprah Winfrey is intentional about her inner circle. These are not coincidences. They are deliberate decisions to optimize energy. You are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Choose winners. In summary, your energy is a currency. Spend it wisely. Audit your social circle and spend more time with winners. Curate media intake to educate, motivate, and empower. Design your physical environment to support focus and action. Set boundaries to protect energy from drains. Contribute energy actively to attract like-minded people. Monitor and iterate to maintain a high-energy ecosystem. Remember, it's not about luck or inherent talent. It's about the discipline to surround yourself with winning energy. Negativity is contagious, but so is motivation, clarity, and action. Chapter 9. Resilience. Turn every setback into a launch pad. Let's be blunt. Life will knock you down. There is no escape. You will face failure, rejection, and disappointment. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. The difference between winners and the rest is not luck, talent, or intelligence. It is resilience, the ability to rise, adapt, and continue moving forward after every setback. Repeat it. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Say it aloud. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Most people crumble when failure hits. They blame circumstances, complain, and wait for recovery. This is the victim mindset in action. Winners, on the other hand, see setbacks as feedback. As Jeff Bezos once said about early Amazon failures, failure and invention are inseparable twins. If you are not willing to fail, you are not going to invent. The ability to analyze failure without self-pity is the cornerstone of resilience. It's not about the setback, it's about the discipline to respond and rebound. Step 1. Reframe failure as feedback, not defeat. Every failure carries lessons. Michael Jordan famously said, "I've missed over 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Jordan understood that failure is not a verdict, it's data. Each mistake is a chance to adjust, improve, and get closer to your goal. Repeat it. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Step 2. Analyze failures objectively. When something goes wrong, remove emotion and dissect the situation. What caused it? Which actions contributed? What external factors existed? Then ask, how can I do this differently next time? Thomas Edison provides a legendary example. When inventing the light bulb, he failed thousands of times. Yet, he famously reframed his failures. "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset, combined with relentless action, created results that changed the world. It's not about mistakes. It's about the discipline to extract lessons and pivot. Step 3. Develop emotional agility. Setbacks trigger frustration, fear, and self-doubt. Winners acknowledge these emotions but refuse to be controlled by them. Emotional agility, as psychologist Susan David emphasizes in Emotional Agility, is the ability to face difficult feelings, assess them, and channel them into productive action. Acknowledge fear. Feel disappointment. Then act anyway. The brain cannot distinguish between action and inaction in response to fear. It only grows stronger when movement occurs. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Let's illustrate this with a real-world example. Steve Jobs was famously fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. Most people would have quit, consumed by bitterness or regret. Jobs, however, saw it as a setup. He launched Next and Pixar, refining his vision and skills. When he returned to Apple, he used lessons learned from failure to transform the company into one of the world's most valuable and innovative enterprises. His resilience turned public failure into unprecedented success. It's not about falling. It's about the discipline to leverage setbacks into leverage. Step 4. Build a resilience routine. Winners do not leave bouncing back to chance. They cultivate habits that strengthen their ability to recover quickly. This includes daily reflection, journaling setbacks and lessons, and setting microgoals to regain momentum. Sports psychologist Dr. Michael Gervais teaches elite athletes to control the controllables, focusing on what can be influenced immediately instead of dwelling on mistakes. A single, deliberate daily action compounds into unshakable mental toughness. Repeat aloud. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Step 5. Embrace calculated risk as training for resilience. If you never risk failure, you never learn to rebound. Elon Musk risked his fortune multiple times, facing near bankruptcy with SpaceX and Tesla. Each setback taught him how to optimize, delegate, and innovate. Failure is a teacher, but only if you show up and take lessons seriously. It's not the failure itself, but your response, that creates lasting advantage. It's not about avoiding setbacks. It's about the discipline to use them as launch pads. Step 6. Visualize bouncing back. Olympic athletes use visualization to rehearse both success and recovery from errors. By imagining a missed shot, a slip, or a failed attempt, and then seeing themselves recover and win, they train their brain to respond with composure and skill. Visualization strengthens mental pathways that allow automatic, confident recovery when real setbacks occur. Repeat it. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Step 7. Anchor yourself with purpose. Resilience without direction is raw energy. Resilience with purpose is unstoppable momentum. Every setback is a test, not an endpoint. When Thomas Edison kept failing at the light bulb, he was anchored by his purpose to create affordable, practical lighting for humanity. Your purpose acts as a North Star when adversity clouds judgment. It's not about randomness. It's about the discipline to persist toward your goal despite setbacks. Practical exercise for immediate implementation. Identify a recent setback and write down all the lessons you learned. List at least 3 actionable changes you can implement immediately. Visualize overcoming the setback and achieving your goal. Commit to one daily action that rebuilds momentum, however small. Repeat the mantra aloud. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Let's consider athletic examples. Serena Williams has lost matches she expected to win, faced injuries, and endured criticism. Yet, she returned repeatedly, often stronger, sharper, and more focused. Every setback added experience, mental fortitude, and strategic insight, allowing her to dominate her sport for decades. Her resilience was disciplined, structured, and relentless. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Finally, repeat this truth until it becomes internalized. Every setback carries value. Every failure is a seed for growth. Every obstacle is a stepping stone toward higher achievement. Winners do not wish for smooth roads. They welcome challenges, analyze failures, adapt, and execute again with intelligence and courage. It's not about avoiding adversity. It's about the discipline to turn every fall into a launch pad. In summary, here's the roadmap to resilience. Reframe failure as feedback, not defeat. Analyze setbacks objectively, extracting lessons for next actions. Develop emotional agility to face fear, frustration, and disappointment. Build a resilience routine with reflection, journaling, and micro-goals. Take calculated risks to practice recovery and adaptability. Visualize overcoming setbacks to train mental pathways. Anchor yourself with purpose to maintain direction and momentum. Remember, it's not about avoiding failure. It's about the discipline to rise every time, stronger, wiser, and more determined. Life will challenge you, but your response defines your trajectory. Repeat aloud one last time. Setbacks are setups. Winners rise, fall, and rise again, always higher. Rise now. Fall if necessary. But rise higher. Win relentlessly. Chapter 10. Win every day. Build a life you own. Let's close this with the truth every winner knows. Success is not a single event. It's not one breakthrough, one promotion, one big deal. Victory is habitual. It is earned daily. Every decision, every routine, every micro-action compounds over time to create the life you want, or the life you settle for. Repeat it. Victory isn't a moment. It's a habit. Win the day. Own the life. Say it aloud. Victory isn't a moment. It's a habit. Win the day. Own the life. Most people live passively, reacting to circumstances. They wake up, scroll social media, check emails, and respond to the urgent instead of the important. They wonder why results are inconsistent, why goals remain unachieved. Winners, on the other hand, understand that success is engineered through daily rituals, routines, and disciplined habits. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's deliberate action, compounded over weeks, months, and years. Step 1. Design a morning routine that sets the tone. How you start your day determines your mindset, energy, and productivity. Experts like Hal Elrod, author of The Miracle Morning, recommend a combination of meditation, movement, journaling, and goal visualization. Tony Robbins starts his day with priming exercises, breathing, gratitude, and focused intention. A morning routine isn't optional. It's discipline that primes your brain for winning. Example: John, an entrepreneur struggling with focus, began a 20-minute morning ritual of movement, visualization, and journaling. Within 90 days, his productivity doubled, his stress dropped, and he consistently achieved weekly goals. Repeat: victory isn't a moment, it's a habit. Win the day, own the life. Step 2. Break your day into structured, intentional blocks. Winners plan, they do not drift. The most productive people in the world, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Oprah Winfrey, use calendar blocking to dedicate time to their highest value actions. These blocks are non-negotiable. They prioritize revenue-generating work, skill building, and relationships that matter. Random, reactive work creates mediocrity. Intentional, disciplined scheduling creates results. It's not about business. It's about discipline to own your day. Step 3. Implement micro-victories throughout the day. Small wins compound. Completing a task early, responding decisively to an email, exercising, or even making your bed may seem minor, but these actions strengthen discipline and momentum. Brian Tracy, author of Eat That Frog, emphasizes tackling high-value tasks first. Each micro-victory reinforces confidence and primes your brain for bigger wins. Remember, victory isn't a moment, it's a habit. Win the day, own the life. Step 4. Practice evening reflection. Winners do not go to bed without reviewing their day. Journaling progress, analyzing setbacks, and planning for tomorrow creates clarity, accountability, and momentum. Reflect on, what did I do well? Where did I falter? What lessons emerge? Evening reflection allows you to course-correct immediately, instead of carrying mistakes forward. Oprah Winfrey uses nightly reflection to maintain balance, perspective, and intentionality. Example: Sarah, a high-level manager, started 5-minute evening reviews and noticed her productivity and stress management improved dramatically within 1 month. It's not about perfection. It's about discipline to review, reflect, and reset daily. Step 5. Incorporate weekly and monthly reviews. Daily wins are critical, but bigger goals require periodic assessment. Winners schedule weekly reviews to evaluate progress on projects, financial goals, and personal growth. Monthly reviews track trends, identify patterns, and adjust strategies. This creates a feedback loop: action, analysis, adjustment. The best CEOs and elite performers consistently leverage reflection cycles to stay ahead of the curve. Victory isn't a moment, it's a habit. Win the day, own the life. Step 6. Integrate rituals that reinforce identity. Identity is the ultimate leverage. Every habit, routine, and decision communicates who you are to yourself. Winners consistently perform actions aligned with the person they intend to become. For example, if you want to be fit, daily exercise is a non-negotiable ritual. If you want to be financially disciplined, tracking income and expenses is mandatory. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, highlights that identity-based habits outperform outcome-based goals because they reinforce the person you are becoming. Example: Mark, an aspiring author, wrote 500 words daily. Within 6 months, his writing habit defined him as a disciplined creator, not just a dreamer. It's not about intentions. It's about the discipline to embody your desired identity every day. Step 7. Protect your energy and focus. Distractions, low-value activities, and energy drains sabotage daily wins. Winners eliminate unnecessary commitments, social media scrolling, and multitasking. They batch low-value tasks, delegate when possible, and optimize focus windows. Research by Dr. Gloria Mark shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes to regain focus after an interruption. Winning the day means minimizing energy leaks and protecting attention. Victory isn't a moment, it's a habit. Win the day, own the life. Step 8. Celebrate small wins to reinforce momentum. Daily victories, no matter how minor, must be acknowledged. This isn't about complacency. It's about conditioning your brain to recognize progress and fuel motivation. Celebrating wins triggers dopamine, which strengthens habit formation. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Serena Williams all integrate acknowledgement of achievements into their routines. This creates reinforcement loops that make daily action habitual. It's not about external validation. It's about the discipline to reward yourself for consistency. Step 9. Commit to lifelong learning and growth. Winning the day is impossible if you remain stagnant. Winners invest in knowledge, skill building, and mindset daily. Warren Buffett reads hundreds of pages each day. Tony Robbins dedicates time to studying psychology, business, and human behavior. Your routines must include continuous improvement. Action without learning stagnates. Learning without action is wasted. Victory isn't a moment, it's a habit. Win the day, own the life. Practical daily framework to implement immediately. Morning ritual, movement, visualization, journaling, and focus setting. Structured work blocks. Prioritize high-value tasks first. Micro wins. Achieve small victories throughout the day. Evening reflection. Review progress. Identify lessons. Plan for tomorrow. Weekly review. Track progress on bigger goals. Adjust strategy. Identity rituals. Perform daily actions aligned with the person you want to become. Energy protection. Minimize distractions. Batch tasks. Optimize focus windows. Celebrate wins. Recognize progress to reinforce momentum. Continuous learning. Daily growth actions to expand knowledge, skill, and mindset. Example: Tim Ferriss, in Tools of Titans, outlines how small, daily habits compound into extraordinary results over months and years. Morning routines, deliberate learning, exercise, reflection, and focus blocks create the architecture of elite performance. Winners do not wait for inspiration. They create it. Victory isn't a moment. It's a habit. Win the day. Own the life. Finally, internalize this truth. Your life is not given to you. It is built, brick by brick, day by day. Every moment presents a choice: drift, react, and survive, or act, structure, and thrive. Now you know the truth. Your mindset determines your life, your habits shape your destiny, and your actions define your success. You've learned to take total responsibility, crush limiting beliefs, act boldly, and rise from every setback. The chain of excuses is broken. The victim is gone. The winner inside you is awake. But knowing isn't enough. You must do. Today, this moment, make one decision that moves you closer to your victory. Step into your power, claim your life, and stop waiting. The world doesn't hand out success. It's earned, fought for, and owned. So here's your challenge. Take one bold action right now. Start winning today, and never look back.